Here's the first thing that trips people up in MATLAB, and it's good news for you. Most languages you'll meet later, Python, C, Java, start counting at 0. The first item sits at position 0. MATLAB doesn't do that. MATLAB counts the way you already count. The first element of every array is number 1. Just know that MATLAB is the odd one out, because the moment you copy an example off the internet, every position in it may be shifted by 1. Let's build something real and keep it for the whole video. We're logging temperature from one sensor once a day for a week. In MATLAB, that's a vector. The values inside square brackets, separated by spaces. Temps equals 68, 72, 75, 70, 65, 60, 58. One name, 7 numbers, kept in the order you typed them, Monday through Sunday. That order is the whole point. It's what lets you ask for day 3 later. To read one value back out, you put its position in parentheses. Temps of 1 is Monday, 68 degrees. Temps of 7 is Sunday, 58. That number inside the parentheses is called the index, and in MATLAB, day 1 lives at index 1. There is no day 0 to ask for. So what happens if you type temps of 0 out of habit or off a website? MATLAB doesn't quietly hand you the first element. It stops you cold. Array indices must be positive integers or logical values. Ignore the word logical for now. The word that matters is positive. 0 is never a valid index in MATLAB, and neither is -1, and neither is 2.5. Counting to the last element by hand is fragile. What if temps gets longer next week? MATLAB gives you the keyword end. Inside the parentheses, end means the last position, whatever the length happens to be. Temps of end is Sunday's reading. Temps of end -1 is Saturday's. Use end, not a number you counted yourself. And when you want that length as a number you can work with, just ask for it. Length of temps gives 7. Numeral of temps, short for number of elements, also gives 7. There's a third one, size, and it tells you the shape. Size of temps gives 1 and 7. 1 row, 7 columns. A vector is really just a grid that happens to have a single row, and that fact matters in the next video. Either way, stop counting boxes by eye. Need more than one value at a time? Use a colon. Temps of 2:4 grabs positions 2 through 4, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and hands you back a brand new 3-element vector. Read that colon out loud as the word through. This is called slicing, and you'll use it constantly. The colon can take a third number, and it goes in the middle. Temps of 1:2:end reads as start at 1, step by 2, stop at the end. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. Notice the middle number is the step, not the stopping point. That catches everyone the first time. And make the step -1 to walk backwards. Temps of end :(1:1) gives you the whole week reversed. You can build a vector with a colon too, instead of typing every number out. Days equals 1:7 creates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when you know how big something needs to be, but not what goes in it yet, zeros of 1,7 gives you 7 zeros to fill in later. Those two numbers are rows and columns. 1 row, 7 columns. Ones works exactly the same way. Indexing isn't only for reading. Put it on the left of an equal sign and you're writing. Temps of 3 equals 78 replaces Wednesday's reading in place, and you can overwrite a whole slice at once. Temps of 5:7 equals 64, 61, 59. Just make sure the sizes match. 3 positions, 3 values. In a lot of languages, you have to decide how big an array is before you're allowed to use it, and you're stuck with that size. MATLAB doesn't work that way. An 8th reading comes in, temps of end +1 equals 66. There was no position 8 a second ago. MATLAB creates it and drops the value in. The vector is now 7 readings long, then 8, with nothing to resize by hand. The other way to grow a vector is to build a new one out of old pieces. Look at this line carefully. Temps equals open bracket. Temps, 66, close bracket. MATLAB pastes in all 7 values that temps currently holds, then the 66 after them, and that 8-element result becomes the new temps. And whole vectors work the same way. Week 1 and week 2 inside one set of brackets becomes one 14-element vector. Deleting is the one nobody guesses. Assign empty square brackets to a position, and that element disappears. Temps of 4 equals open bracket, close bracket. 7 elements become 6, and everything after the gap shifts down by 1. Careful with that. The reading that used to be at index 5 now lives at index 4, now the part that makes MATLAB worth using. To convert every reading to Celsius, you do not write a loop. Temps equals open bracket temps minus 32 close bracket times 5/9. One line, and all 7 values are converted. Arithmetic with a single number applies to every element automatically. And notice temps itself hasn't changed. The answers went into a new vector, temps. You can also combine 2 vectors of the same length, element by element. Sensorb minus temps gives the day-by-day difference, 7 subtractions in one line. But to multiply 2 vectors element by element, you must write dot star, not plain star. Plain star means matrix multiplication, and it will throw a dimension error. When you mean element by element, type the dot. The summary functions are already built in. Sum of temps adds the whole week up, 468. Mean of temps gives the average 66.8. 6. Max of temps gives the hottest reading, 75. And Max can hand you 2 answers at once if you ask for 2. Open bracket, try comma day, close bracket equals max of temps. Now high is 75 and day is 3, the position it happened at. Wednesday. Min works exactly the same way. Here's one worth stealing. Temps greater than 70 doesn't give you a single yes or no. It gives you a whole vector of true and false, 1 per day. Feed that straight back in as an index, temps of temps greater than 70, and MATLAB returns only the readings that passed, 72 and 75, selecting data by a condition, with no loop and no if statement. One more myth, and it's the one that trips people up hardest. Write T2 equals temps, then change T2 of 1 to 999. In some languages, T2 would just be another name for the same data, and temps would change too. Not here. Check temps, completely untouched. Assigning an array in MATLAB copies its values. Same rule when you copy just a range. New temps equals temps of 4 through end, takes everything from day 4 onward, and puts it in a fresh, independent vector. Change new temps, and the original temps doesn't move. A slice is always a copy, never a window into the original array. 4 things to take with you. Indexing starts at 1, never 0. The colon slices start, step, stop, and end saves you from counting. Vectors grow with end plus 1 and shrink with empty brackets. And copying with equals gives you a real independent copy. Here's your challenge. After temps of 4 equals empty brackets, what is temps of 4? Comment your answer. I'll pin the first correct one. All the code from this video is free on GitHub. Link in the description. Clone the Learn MATLAB repo, open the array's 1D folder, and every example you just watched is there, ready to run. Next video takes this same sensor data and goes 2-dimensional. Rows, columns, and 1 index mistake that never errors. See you there.